dude, and welcome back to Hanging Out with Your Dudes. I'm your host, PC. We got another great show for you today. As always, we're going to hang out with the dudes, but obviously, the main man from way out west is currently sobbing his eyes out, I heard. Hoping his Mets and Jets can pull it together, but the Mets are down 4 here in the bottom of the 6th, so not looking really great there. And then the Jets, again, are not looking too hot. So, but hey, we got Mr. K. Steltzer. How has your day been? How's your week?
Day was good. Pumpkin patch, awesome. What a day. I watched the Chiefs game a little bit. Some good stuff there from the Chiefs. Other than that, great weekend was fantastic. Had no complaints. Had no complaints at all.
Yeah, I had a really good weekend too. Mine was really relaxing. Didn't really do a lot. I also went to the pumpkin patch. Shout out Caroline's for making me pay $25 just to go in and see the place. Pretty awful, but you know, it is what it is. 'Tis the season. Made the girlfriend happy. So that's all that matters. But the better part of fall is that football that keeps going on as we continue through this year. I've got your college football updates for you from last week. So first thing I want to talk about is the Big 12. Everybody thought it was going to be K-State, maybe KU. Us two KU guys were very optimistic about the year. Obviously, it hasn't turned out that way.
I mean, yeah, but
K-State still playing well, all right. Maybe Oklahoma State, who has been absolutely atrocious. There are still 2 undefeated teams in the Big 12. BYU, the Cougs, have been rocking and rolling as they got a huge win last week. And then Iowa State, the Cyclones from Ames, Iowa, are also 7-0 as they barely squeaked past USC. So those 2 teams actually will face each other here a little bit later on in the season. So that'll be one you definitely want to watch. Another big game that we had was the Louisville versus Miami. That one went back and forth. Ended up being 52-48 victory for Miami. 10 total touchdowns scored in this game. Back and forth until Allen for the Miami Hurricanes was able to punch it in to win the game for them. Huge win for Miami. They keep rolling the ACC. Don't know if Clemson's going to be able to catch them, but that's probably your 2 teams in the ACC that may have a chance at this college football playoff. Obviously, one will get the auto bid, but the other one may have a chance if they can end up winning. Speaking of auto bids, the Big Ten might have one of the most interesting conferences. Obviously, you've got Ohio State up there, and Oregon, and Penn State. But then, lo and behold, the Indiana Hoosiers find themselves at 7-0 on this season after blowing out fake Patrick Mahomes and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They ended up beating them 56-7 on their homecoming. Just absolutely sending the Cornhuskers home. They go 5-2 on the year. You know, they were kind of being optimistic, but they also, the Cornhuskers have a tough road ahead of them. But the Indiana Hoosiers actually could get some stuff done here. For the rest of their remaining schedule, they have Washington at home. Then they're at Michigan State versus Michigan, who really hasn't been that great this year. At Ohio State, probably going to end up losing there. And then Purdue. So if they come in with 1 loss, you know, maybe they get a consideration on being a 3rd team that squeaks in the Big Ten. Who knows? They definitely need to win out, unless only maybe not win out, but losing just to Ohio State to make those dreams come true. But hey, who knows? It's going to be really interesting to see the Hoosiers. Not only good at basketball, actually they haven't really been that great at basketball the last few years, but they're a blue blood for basketball. Them being good in football is also just a fun, cool little thing to see. Now to the big games. Tennessee ends up beating Alabama. Just a back-and-forth game. It was only 7-0 at halftime. Alabama was winning. Just not a lot of offense, and then the offense exploded in the second half. And so Nico threw an absolute dime with about 3 minutes left, and Jalen Milroe trying to set up his Heisman case against Genty and Cam Ward, and throws a pick in the red zone. Not in the red zone, in the on the opposite side of the field, which ended up sealing the game for Tennessee. Tennessee now moves into that huge consideration on getting one of those bids to the college football playoff. If they could squeak, maybe being the 3rd best team in the SEC. We'll have to wait and see on them. Huge win for the Volunteers. And then, how about that Georgia-Texas game? Horns down. That's all we do around here is horns down. By the way, horns down. Because you throw trash on the football field because you're upset at a call. Wasn't a bad call?
Not good.
Yes,
not
absolutely.
Good.
Do you throw trash on the field because you're upset? No, you're not 4. You're not a 4-year-old in preschool. Such bull. Thank goodness, horns down, and Etienne, 3-touchdown day for him. Carson Beck did not look very good, but it doesn't matter when that Georgia defense is annihilating anybody in sight. They had Ewers in there. They even threw Arch Manning in there, see if he could get something going. He could not. They ended up going back to Ewers in the second half for some reason. Got it going a little bit, but Georgia was just too good. Ends up beating them 30-15, taking that number 2 spot. Oregon finds himself in the number 1 ranking in the AP poll. We're going to have to wait and see on that. They obviously had that big win over Ohio State last week, but just a great, phenomenal week of college football. So obviously, P4 is not here, but Mr. K-Stout and I will do our picks for us. So from last week, our updates. I went 3-1 on the week. Now 13-16 overall. I had Tennessee winning, Illinois beating Michigan. I had Arkansas beating LSU, which is where my loss is, and then I picked Georgia to beat Texas. P4 also went 3-1. He ended up picking Tennessee as well. Illinois. And he ended up taking LSU, but unfortunately fell for the horns down trap, and now he's 3-1. And then Mr. K-Stout went 2-2 as he picked correctly Illinois and LSU, but then ended up picking Bama against Tennessee, and then picked Texas horns down to win. So K-Stout went 2-2 on this week. He is now 11-18. So a little bit of room to make up there, but not far behind me as I am 13-16. So we'll do these picks. We'll get P4's picks maybe tweeted out on our Twitter here since he's not here, so we can continue on the game. But here are our picks for this week, Mr. K-Stout. So first game,
let's go.
I've got number 12 Notre Dame at undefeated Navy. Notre Dame minus 13.5-point favorites. K-Stout, what's your pick?
Nah, man. I can't go against the soul, the seas, bro. The guys who run the seas. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm proud to be an American. An American,
I know I'm free.
But proudly stand up. Okay, I don't know the song. I'm terrible American, but I totally agree with you.
I'll take
on
it.
That Navy pick. I'm picking Navy.
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 I got
Navy all
bro.
the way.
Navy, bro.
Everybody hates the Irish. Screw South Bend, Pennsylvania. Penn State's a better place. So screw Notre Dame. I'm also taking Navy. 13.5 I feel is a lot of points. I think Navy's going to make this a gritty and grind.
They're going to pound the ball down the
middle.
middle,
They're going to beat the rock, run the
Where
damn ball like Michigan would do.
Where are they in? Ann Arbor?
Yeah, they're in Ann Arbor.
Where's that? Ann Arbor?
Yeah.
Where's Army at?
Army plays. Let me go look that up real quick too.
I'm just looking at it. Maybe I'm Ann Arbor. Yeah, Ann Arbor, Maryland.
Yeah.
Army University, Kansas. Leavenworth, Kansas. It's not true. That is not true. Army University. Is it even Army University? Okay, no.
Oh,
There's
you know
no
what?
way.
I'm dumb. I thought it was Navy playing Notre Dame. It's Army. My fault. It's still,
Hey,
still
don't-
the
that-
American. It doesn't matter. It
who
doesn't
cares?
matter. Whatever team has the American.
Are both teams undefeated?
They are. Both teams are 7-0 this season. They're both ranked.
Dude, how is Air Force just not
I don't
figuring
know.
it out, bro?
I don't know. But there was actually quick trivia for you. I heard this one on a podcast. It was actually kind of cool. There are 4 teams that didn't have a single transfer in the college football season this year. What are those 4 from last year to this year? What are those 4 teams?
Army, Navy.
Yep, those are 2.
The other 2 are they Power 5 or are they?
One is Power 5, another one is not.
Let's go Indiana.
Nope, not Indiana.
Can you give me the conference?
One of them is in the ACC, and then the other one is in the Mountain West, I believe. Yeah.
Let's
Mountain
go
West.
Duke.
Not Duke. Think better than big time ACC.
Wake Forest.
Nope, bigger than Wake Forest.
Clemson.
Clemson is number 3. They didn't have a single transfer leaving their program, and then there's one last one. It's has a lot of similarities between Army and Navy.
Mountain West? Oh, Air Force.
Air Force is your fourth team. Yeah, because obviously.
Okay, West Point at New York. That's where
That's
Army
where they
plays.
played Army. So they're gonna actually play. Army is playing Notre Dame this week. I got it mixed up, but
Army.
yeah, still gonna pick Army.
Army Black. United States Military Academy.
Or am I?
Army University.
Hold on,
Army
let me check
University.
this. I might be wrong. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay.
No, I think it's
that's...
Navy. It is Navy. It is Navy. I'm wrong. It's Navy. I was right.
It's Navy. It don't matter.
Navy.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Army plays Notre Dame here later on this year, 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, we both got Navy for the first pick. Number 2, K-Stel.
Mm-hmm.
18 years since KU has gotten a dub
15.
against K-State. 15.
15.
Excuse me. 15 years. I've got Kansas at number 16, K-State. K-State minus 10. Are you going to pick against your Jayhawks? Are you going to go with your
Never.
mind, or are you going to go with your heart?
Not one damn time. Not one damn time, bro. Not one damn time will I ever pick against the Jayhawks. I don't care how bad they've been playing. I watched them play last game. I watched them play Saturday. If they play like that against K-State, they will win. Now, I don't think they will probably play like that, but they have to. Their defense has to show up. Their defense has to show up if they want to win. Their offense, Jeff Grimes, has turned into another dude. All right, he showed up. He showed up. Congrats to Jeff Grimes. Borland, our DC, you got to put it in there, baby. You got to get this, man. It's gonna be a very the fact that we're minus 10 is incredible. To be honest, it's incredible.
Yeah, minus 10.
Incredible.
Is not a lot of points.
I got KU. I have to. How
You know
can
what?
I not pick them?
Don't worry about the Ox. Fill the wagon. I'm going to take KU as well.
Load.
Load the wagon.
Was it the Mules? I think it was the Mules.
Load the mules. Don't worry about the mules.
Forget
Just load the wagon.
Don't worry about the Mules. Load the wagon.
Load the wagon. Yeah. I'm going to take Kansas as well in the Sunflowers. On the Sunflower Showdown. I'm going to have them winning for the first time. So that'll be an exciting game.
That would be crazy.
If they
that
won,
would be so
10
exciting.
points is a lot, too. I could see him keeping it close just because it's K-State.
Was it Saturday evening? Or is it a day game?
That's a day game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, dude, I'm literally at KU
No, it's
when
at
it
7 p.m.
happens.
It's at 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m.
Let's go.
7 p.m.
Oh, dude, I'll be in Lawrence. I may just stay there.
I
Might as
will
well
be
just stay
in
there.
Warrensburg, Missouri for
Oh, that's
St.
right. You're at
Anthony
Hoco.
homecoming.
Yeah, I was gonna be there, and then I have to go to KU and
Yeah.
do some reffing and stuff for their team.
So we got
If you didn't know that, I'm big time.
He's such a dude, future ref right here. NBA, watch out.
Yeah, future ref.
Uh,
And then I will not be able to do these anymore. Just kidding.
He'd be too
just can't bet.
popular for the Dude in Sports podcast.
No, I'm kidding.
The third game I've got for you is number 21, Mizzou, at number 15, Alabama. However, Alabama is a 2-touchdown favorite. Are you going to take the Tigers, or are you going to take
Missouri.
Alabama? You're going to take
Missouri.
Mizzou?
Why are they 2 touchdowns?
I have no idea.
These are 2 not good teams. These are 2 not good teams. The SEC is weird. Very weird.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
not
lot
like-
of... They beat up on each other.
Yeah, and I for some weird reason, I don't think that the SEC has like the dominance it has had like on the other like conference schools. Like I think there's a couple of Big 12 schools that can go in and kind of mess it up. Like if Iowa State like is able to really just run and gun like they have been, there could be a chance. Who's another Big 12 school? I guess BYU isn't bad.
BYU is undefeated still.
Yeah, but BYU, like, there's always questions. They're not that great away, to be honest. Like, what was their... Who've been their away games?
They have played at SMU, at Wyoming, at Baylor, at Arizona.
See...
But they killed Arizona 41-19. But Arizona also is only 3-4 this year.
Yeah, but Arizona, that was like their biggest test.
Yeah, they really played. They play
So,
at
like, they
Utah
gotta go...
here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Utah, I mean, maybe the defense will get... Anyways, I still got Missouri. We went off track. Missouri is definitely going to at least not lose by 21 points,
I think
right?
14-point favorites.
Oh, 14. Yeah, still. That's still a ton. Like, I don't know, man. Like, is Brady Cook going to cook?
I don't know. I am gonna take Bama in this situation just because after a Tennessee loss, I feel like this is gonna be a Texas A&M type of game against Mizzou. Mizzou's gonna make some mistakes early, get down, and they're gonna crumble. And I personally, I hope Mizzou wins.
Probably.
Okay, I'm not a Mizzou guy, but I hate Alabama worse. But like,
I just am.
Dude,
I don't
Mizzou
really care
just
about Mizzou.
they're gonna play each other. They're gonna play each other next year in football, I think, and then this year they're playing each other in basketball, which should be an exciting game. But
I really don't care about Mizzou that much, to be
No, it
honest. They
doesn't
care
really
about
matter
us
anymore.
a
Yeah.
lot more. They hate us
They
way
hate
more,
us.
probably
Oh my God.
because
They hate-
we were
they
we
hate
were
us
the
'cause they
school.
hate us, yeah.
We were the school that was correct. You know, we were the state that actually said that slavery was bad. And I know they hate saying that. Our team mascot was named after, you know, abolitionist group. Their team mascot was named after pro-slavery
Yeah.
fighters. So, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, true. I
That's
don't
their
know.
school. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Bama just kind of switch it up a little bit. So you and we both been
I'll
kind
go
of shooting the
Mizzou.
bed.
Why not?
So that'd be
No, see.
interesting. And then the last game
So
I've
like-
got is the best one on the slate for Saturday. It is number 8 LSU at number 12 Texas A&M. A&M is 2.5-point favorites. Okay, Stell.
Kyle Field, baby.
Who
Kyle
are
Field.
you going to take, Kyle Fitt, or are you going to take Niemeyer and the LSU Tigers?
Let's see what else. Has LSU had any good road wins this year?
They just
LS
won. They killed at Arkansas this week.
Yeah, well, that was going to happen. I knew that.
But
was
Arkansas
gonna happen.
upsetted Tennessee at home.
Yeah, but that's just a thing that happens in college football. Like, Arkansas beating up on. Okay, so. Let's see what they've done. Okay, so. They lost USC at USC.
Oh, yes. they
Beat
lost
up
to
Nichols. They haven't really had. They played at Arkansas.
Yeah, LSU lost to USC at the very beginning.
Oh, they lost to USC. Oh, that was in Las Vegas, actually. Yeah, I just don't know. Maybe. I got Texas A&M winning that game.
Texas A&M in College Station ended up still got that. They'll beat them by more than
I'm
2.5.
sorry, Nick Howard. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Nick Howard, man, we've missed him, man. I heard he was like, I think he was digging up dinosaurs
dude, they literally
in New Mexico.
blocked a field. They just blocked
Yeah.
a field goal for the Jets.
Yep, the Jets suck. Go figure. They traded for Devontae Adams. Yep. Sorry,
Just a
P4,
bad-
main man from way out west. Jets suck. I'm gonna go with Mr. Howard's team in LSU, who finds themselves on a freaking roll. I think they're gonna go. Texas A&M is also on an insane roll, but I'm gonna take LSU in this instance. I think Niemeyer is really legit, actually, and can handle himself in big games. And I don't know if Texas A&M quite will have enough to defeat that offense. So, Mr. P4 will have his picks hopefully sometime. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But now we'll go on just to a little bit of an NFL recap here for us. Obviously, the Thursday night game was not a very good game to watch. The Saints started off the year 2-0. They have now found themselves at 2-5. So they've lost 5 in a row. They lose 33-10 to the Denver Broncos. Shout out Jake Morgan. As Broncos find themselves 4-3. But man, I mean, not having a quarterback sucks. Kamara looking like he's asking for a trade. Saints going into a total rebuild again. Just a nightmare down there in New Orleans. I had really big props on them starting off 2-0, and now they've just fallen down back to earth. And yeah, it's just not been a very good season for them. So we'll have to wait and see on that. In our early morning game was a pooper. Until actually got to the very end. But I mean, it was the Jaguars and the Patriots, which nobody cares about either one of those teams unless you're from New England or in Jacksonville or just really hate your life as a sports fan, almost as bad as P4.
Was that last weekend?
No, the Jags and the Patriots, they were this weekend. This
They played Saturday, didn't they?
No, they played Sunday morning, this morning. This morning, they played this morning. Yep.
Wait,
Yeah,
I thought the
no.
Jags already played.
No, they played the Patriots this week.
I'm just my mind's everywhere.
We had
The slate of games is just.
the Seahawks come back strong after losing 3 straight to beat the Falcons 34-14. Michael Penix actually got a little bit of reps, so we're going to have to wait and see on Kirko Chains. I think Kirko's still got that starting spot as he's proven himself. But both their teams find themselves heavy in the mix in the NFC as they're both 4-3. Big win for Seattle. The Titans kept it close for the first half against Buffalo, and then Buffalo turned on the Jets. Ended up beating them 34-10. Amari Cooper got his first touchdown with the Bills. The Bills look dangerous again. Who knows if that's going to be... But they always know how they act in the playoffs. They end up looking really good. They're going to be the Chiefs slayers, and then they poop in their drawers and not figure out what's going on. So the Bills have a good win. They find themselves at 5-2. Titans 1-5. Sorry, Nick Howard, your team is trash. Then another stellar game of the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals find themselves at 3-4 as they get the victory over the Browns 21-14. Biggest headline: Massage Parlor Watson torn Achilles. Done for the rest of the season. You can see it pop on TV. Not a good look for the Browns. It's looking like it's going to be a Nick Chubb heavy run offense there. Looking for a rebuild. Hopefully getting a quarterback in the draft this year. But it's really sad to see that for Browns fans, especially seeing Baker Mayfield do so well now at Tampa Bay.
Time out.
What?
Browns fans are not upset about Deshaun Watson going down.
Well, okay.
They're not. Did you hear him?
No, they cheered him off the field, which, when you have sexual assault charges with 30 women, what do you want?
It wasn't even that. It was just he was bad. He was just a bad quarterback.
It was not playing well. They paid him $40 million guaranteed or something?
It just was so much money.
A lot of money for not a great.
I think it was like $200 million at the beginning.
Just awful contract for the Browns. They find themselves back in the loser side. Hopefully they can get a QB in the draft. The Bengals find themselves 3-4. Not bad, but you've only beaten really bad teams. So good luck, Joey Burr and the rest of them. The one that busted my parlay today. The Packers ended up winning on a field goal, 24-22 over the Texans. Tank Dell was pretty non-existent for the Texans. And you could definitely tell that they're missing Nico Collins there a little bit as Diggs was getting double teamed every single time. The Packers came back and fought back for a win. Brandon McManus hit the game winner, and they all took a Lambeau leap. Good to see the Packers. Both these teams are fine right now. They're both 5-2. NFC North looking very interesting up there with the Packers now at 5-2. The Lions are going to be 6-1 as they beat the Minnesota Vikings, which is my next game for you. Actually, they're both 5-1. They ended up winning. The Lions ended up winning 31-29 on a last-second field goal as well. Jahmyr Gibbs, great game, 2 touchdowns. The Minnesota Vikings still look really good. They only lost by a last-second field goal. Tough break. That happens in football. But they look extremely scary.
But the Detroit Lions look really, really good. They
Lions,
look real. Like, Jared Goff looks like he could win the MVP.
Yeah, they are outstanding.
He could win the MVP
this year. It's crazy to see them be this good. But good win for the Detroit Lions. That NFC North has 2 teams at 5-1, and then they have the Green Bay Packers at 5-2, and then even the Bears are, I think they're 3-3. I think they had a bye week this week, but they're also playing really well. So the NFC North, really, really competitive this year. Maybe could end up seeing 3 teams make it into that playoff. But really interesting to find out. Then I've got the another stink fest over here with Anthony Richardson beating the Colts beating the Dolphins, 16-10. Dolphins don't have a quarterback. It's really sad to see for them, especially a guy like Tyreek Hill. Really sucks for my fantasy team, but that game wasn't fun to watch. It was not very good. So the Colts ended up getting a win. They're 4-3. The Dolphins fall to 2-4, and also looking for that new, hopefully get a quarterback in the draft kind of thing. So who knows? But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. And then our final noon game of the this morning was the Eagles stomping all over the Giants. Go figure. Eagles scored 28 even without Devontae Smith doing very well for the Eagles. Saquon Barkley had his coming home party and ended up with 2 touchdowns. So they ended up killing the Giants. The Giants ended up putting Drew Lock into the game. So you know how desperate they are as well. Then we go to the look at the afternoon games. The Rams end up beating the Raiders 20-15. Kyron Williams had a great game. That was kind of a snooze fest if you like defensive football and watching teams that don't have any good receivers try to play with backup quarterbacks, except for Stafford, but he hasn't anybody to throw the ball to. So it was a good game, but the Rams were able to win. They're now 2-4. The Raiders find themselves 2-5, the worst team in the AFC West. Then you had the Commanders dismantle the Panthers, but big concern for the Commanders as Jaden Daniels went out with a rib injury. It looked pretty bad, so hopefully he doesn't have a broken rib or anything because that team is rocking and rolling. And then, of course, you had the Kansas City Chiefs beat the 49ers from a great defensive scheme from Spags. Once again, just being an absolute dog on the defense of play side. So that'll be really interesting to watch. They're the only 6-0 team now. The 49ers fall to 3-4. They were out Debo and CMC again. And Ayuk went down with a terrible knee injury. It looked like his knee might have popped. So hopefully he ends up recovering. But who knows how that's going to be. So then we look forward to tonight where it looks like the Jets are going to go 2-5 as they're going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not over yet,
Maybe.
but it's not looking good. They're down 23-15 currently. So we'll have to wait and see. We can go quickly and look at the fantasy stuff, but there's not really much to look at there. My team was playing the guy, Mr. K-Stelt team, and we don't even need to really look at that score.
It's not
it was
his
an
fault.
embarrassment.
38 points.
It was an embarrassment for my team.
To be honest, I had a pretty bad performance too. I had 38 points too before.
I have
Monday night game,
38.8 points currently. My top performer is my Indianapolis Colts defense with 9. It's been a rough day for the PC, the host team on fantasy football. It's going to probably drop me to 4-3, obviously. I'm going to do a real big pep talk with that team in the locker room. We need to switch this around a little bit. If we keep losing like this, it's not going to look good for us. Trying to make the playoffs, and definitely don't want to be that last seed, but we'll have to wait and see. K-Stel finds himself now at 5-2. Top of the, getting up there close to Jake Morgan, which looks like he's going to lose today. So you'll be both tied at 5-2 at the top of the leaderboard.
Nice job.
It looks like we don't know about between Wyatt Schmidt and Caleb, as they are still got a few players left. It looks like Schmidt will get the job done. So another good win for him. Nick Howard is going to be 6-1 as he stomped all over Herzing. So he's actually at the top of the sport. And then Ethan Crandall cannot be having a better time in sports except for being a Cowboys fan as he beat Slippy 110. He's at 110 points, and Slippy still has a few guys left, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. And then finally, your stinker matchup of Double Chunk Chocolate Cookie and P4 Mayman Way at West is actually currently defeating Casey Rose, who finds himself at 1-5 this year. Maybe going to be 1-6 here. So it looks like Slippy and Casey Rose are fighting for that last spot in our fantasy football with half the season left to go. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But we're not going to do any UFC today. There wasn't much that really went on. There was a fight night. It was... Let me go look if I can find it here.
Someone get Russell Wilson.
Where is it? Who won?
Yeah, I don't know who
Hernandez and Dieta. Anthony Hernandez won by knockout. And then Rob Font won. Yeah, it's pretty much about it. The next week is big. We got the Spanish man, Ilya, taking on the Hawaiian boxer and Max Holloway. That should be an incredible fight. Definitely one you're going to want to watch. That card is stacked. It's got them two, and then it's got Robert Whitaker
no.
versus Kazmat, which should be a great fight. Leroy Murphy and Danny Ainge is going to be really great as well. Shara, the Russian bullet, is going to fight Armin. This should be another great fight. Obviously, everybody thinks the Russian bullet's going to be really, really good. But yeah, this should be a really great fight. Great shorts, by the way. Did you see Ilya's shorts? It's got the bull and it's got red as he's like a matador. That's pretty crazy sweet. Trunks there. I'm gonna take Ilya in this fight. I think he's just a better boxer, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so we'll come back and have P4 do a little bit of comparison from the last week. But I think it's now time to talk about a little bit of baseball. Baseball. How's baseball going? Are you gonna how's the World Series looking?
No, okay, so yesterday the Cleveland Guardians finally lost the series to the New York cheating Yankees. Shocker, the Yankees won. They knew what pitches that Clase was going to throw because they were cheating. Right now, the Mets are down 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. They have one more inning to go. They have one more inning to score at least 3 runs to keep the game going. P4 is not having a good time.
Yeah, that's why he's not here.
Just not at all having a good time. But what I will say, because I'm not going to say anything good about the Dodgers and the Yankees, because I hate them and they cheat and they're able to pay players and not have a penalty for it because it's stupid. Let's look at what I did. I had a tier list of MLB teams this season. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. I'll also go over quickly my power rankings I have for each team and what they did. Let's look at this real quick. I have the top 2 teams right here. Great teams. They cheated. That's what they did. They cheated. They have the most walks out of anybody I've seen. I could just be blowing smoke, but I don't think so. Let's go over exceeded expectations. Detroit Tigers, congratulations. They only won 8 more games than they did last season, so not really like, a fantastic, unbelievable, comeback. But with the players they had, yeah, they played with their payroll. I believe was $20 million for the people on the field. And the Royals, absolutely, they won 30 more games than last season. What an absolute turnaround. They lost in the playoffs, but still, gotta give them credit with what they could be able to do. The Padres, of course, they got rid of Juan Soto, but they still won 93 games. Congrats to the Padres. And then I got the Mets. The Mets were supposed to not be a fantastic team this season. And Grimace, the Hawktua girl, whatever you want to call it, the Rizzler, showed up and got this team up and running. And I'm going to put the Cleveland Guardians up here too, just because they weren't that good last season. Came up. My third tier list, I got choked in the playoffs, good regular season though. Phillies, we all know this. The Phillies had a great regular season. Number 1 seed in the NL. Wait, were they? Maybe. It might be the Dodgers. Who cares? Milwaukee, they do this every year. They have a great regular season. They've done it for 2 years straight, actually, where they have a good regular season, gets a pretty bad NL Central division. The Orioles, they had a decent first start, but then at the end it was bad. And then, of course, in the playoffs, they couldn't hit against the Royals. Yeah, the Royals shut them down. They only scored 1 run against the Royals in 2 games. Not good. And the Royals scored 3 runs. So, Houston, just nobody. I mean,
Those
they came back.
Deserve it.
Okay, and then I got the they tried, which is basically the teams that came up short. Seattle Mariners, Braves, I'll go over what they had. Boston Red Sox, Twins, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and Rays. I got the we sucked, we should have not sucked. Reds, Toronto, Texas, Cubs, and Giants. The Giants, good. Giants were not supposed to be great this year, but they weren't supposed to be bad. They didn't really suck, but they did suck. The only reason they got to 80 wins is because they just started beating teams who were trying to get into the playoffs. They were just playing spoiler. And then we were supposed to be bad teams. You guys got the classics, and then the worst ever. I'm not even kidding. The worst team ever in modern baseball history, the 121 loss Chicago White Sox. So I'll go out here. Let me get back out of here real quick. I have at number 30 the White Sox. I already wrote something. This is going to be a thing I write. It's going to be my first
article back in business.
article or something I've written. So I have something there. I got the Rockies at number 29. Bad ownership, bad everything. Just not good. Marlins, they had some injuries, and their offense is still bad. Their pitching was just not good, but they had a lot of injuries on their pitching side. Angels were 63 and 99. They was a rebuild year. Hopefully they try to get something going. Nationals, not much pitching, not much hitting. Just bad ownership, in my opinion. Athletic, they got great players. Athletics have really good players on their team, and they just have a bad owner who hates them and wants to go to a rich city. Pirates, they have some good stars. Paul Skeens, they just had some bad hitting. Oh, and it looks like Mookie Betts just had a base-clearing double. Yeah, or no, just one run.
Just run, but they just got
and there goes Teoscar.
Yeah, they just got
It's going to be a sack. So it looks like the Dodgers are going to
Dodgers.
probably win this game. I had the Reds. They fell off a cliff. Bad bullpen injuries. Blue Jays 74 and 88. They died basically. Vladdy had a good year though. Probably going to be on the All MLB squad. Let's go San Fran. Bad defense. They're not consistent. The Rangers, they died basically. Their injuries for their pitchers and the players that showed up last season just didn't show up this season. Cubs had an awful start to the season. Their pitching was bad at the beginning of the season. They ended up doing well at the latter half of the season, but just couldn't come up. Boston, their pitching was awful. Their offense was pretty good. The Twins, I had injuries and bad ownership. And GM, they just fell off a cliff. Tampa Bay, injuries, a lot of other things just because of the Tampa Bay Rays. When they don't have all their guys clicking, and one player is, in another country getting arrested. Cardinals at number 15, they take that middle spot. Just injuries. Their GM is bad. Nick Howard can attest to that. Seattle, their offense was just horrible. Pitching was fantastic. Arizona, bad bullpen. That's about it. They were 89 and 73. Didn't make the playoffs. Too bad. Bad bullpen. Atlanta, they had no offense and a ton of injuries to their good players. Baltimore, they had a bad second half. Couldn't take a walk. I guess their bullpen kind of screwed up at the later half of the season. Brewers, I said regular season NL Central Merchants. I was right. Of course, I was right. Houston's, they had injuries and they just ran out of gas, winning all those games at the end. Detroit, they had an insane comeback. They still have a questionable offense with all those young guys. Phillies, they're just regular season merchants. Bad defense if he's starting pitching. Royals did well. Offense and inconsistency, of course. Padres, they died in the playoffs. Cleveland, bullpen died in the playoffs. Mets fell dead to Rob Manfred. Dodgers, too bad. And then I have the Yankees and Dodgers. F you. And then after that, I think I'm going to be done talking about baseball because I'm not going to talk about the freaking Yankees and Dodgers World Series. Are you kidding me? I'm not doing any of that bull crap. No. We could have had a great, the Mets. We could have had Cleveland. We could have had, two teams that we were like, yeah, this is fun to watch. No, we're watching the two highest paid teams other than the Mets. But it's not on the field production.
Yeah, I've got something I really want to quick share. I've got, actually, Mr. K. Stelt's picks for the year. I didn't help out on this, but let's see how well he did based on his article from the very beginning of the year.
Yeah, let's go look
AL
at it.
East winner, Baltimore Orioles. Good job, K. Stelt. Too bad it was the Yankees, but close enough. They still made the playoffs. Then you had the Minnesota Twins. not very good. One of the only teams just to fall off a
offense
cliff.
just didn't get better.
AL West winner, Houston Astros. There you go. We got one right. NL East winner, Atlanta Braves. We did not get that one right. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's a big thumbs down.
Big
Chicago
thumbs down.
Cubs, LA Dodgers winning the NL West.
So what was I? 2 of 3?
Two-
One.
1, 2, 2 of
1, 2,
6.
4. 2, 6, 2, 4.
2
2 out
and
of 4.
4.
Oh,
2 out of 4.
They just scored another run.
Yeah, this
Oh,
game's
it's
over.
10-4.
It's over. Accolades. Eric Judge, AL MVP. Yay! Hasn't been announced yet, but probably. NL MVP.
Absolutely.
Corbin Carroll. No.
Oh, wow. Really bad. It's gonna be Shohei.
Definitely gonna be
Shohei.
Shohei. Cy Young, Cole Reagans. Didn't play too bad. Probably not Cy Young, but
Wait, what does that say right there? Whole season, AL Cy Young Scooble at his back door as well. Okay, I think at the middle of the season I had Scooble winning it.
yeah.
So middle of the season I had Scooble winning it, and then Cole Reagan second place. That still has the opportunity to happen because the Royals had 2 good starters.
Yep.
NL
The
Cy Young,
NL Cy Young is
Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler. Pretty good pick there. He has a chance, maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. AL Dark Horse.
It's gonna be Chris Sale. It's gonna be Chris Sale.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be Chris Sale. AL Dark Horse, pretty good. KC Royals ended up making the second round.
Great pick.
Another great pick here is the San Diego Padres. Another playoff team that played pretty well. I mean, they fell short, obviously, but ended up being pretty good. AL home run leader, Aaron Judge. Nice. And then NL, Shohei Ohtani. So, hey, we're not experts
Look
here.
Look at this.
But the World Series matchup.
I tried, dude.
Arizona,
I tried.
Who didn't even make the
tried.
playoffs. And
I
Baltimore,
tried. I wanted it.
Who got beaten
You know
by
how
your own team. My team, too, but your own team.
But you know how good that World Series would have been.
It would have been very good.
Would have been so much better than what we're doing now.
Way better than what we got right now, man. That's pretty good for, prediction wise.
Accolades wise.
Yeah, it should be great.
Pretty good. Accolades wise, pretty good.
So that's going to probably wrap us up for tonight. P4 is not here, so we're not going to do Smart or Dumb. Just a few quick announcements. Be sure to look at the blog that's in the link in our YouTube channel, also on our Instagram and on our Twitter. There's a lot of different writing stuff over there, NCAA football, NFL football, NCAA basketball starts up here in 2 weeks.
It's going to come up, and we'll
definitely
probably be writing.
Be looking for preseason preseason predictions coming out by the dudes, and then also my top 25 is going to come out here in about a week or so. Maybe K-Stout might dabble. We'll have to wait and see on that.
I will.
So we'll have that for the pod, and then eventually, obviously, we'll do the weekly updates for college basketball as well. So you have an update weekly for NCAA football, NFL, and college basketball coming for you 3 days a week. Usually about a 3-minute read, so it's a nice one if you got to use the restroom, you got to scroll on your phone. It's better to do that than watching TikTok and JoJo Siwa, right? So might as well scroll and read one of the Dude in Sports articles. Doesn't take that long. We highly appreciate all of it. And then we're also looking maybe to move some of this stuff to Twitch. I've been kind of thinking about that recently. Bigger audience there. We can still upload a little bit to YouTube. We update those live streams onto our YouTube platform. Coming out with some different things to help out. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to try and figure out how to set that up. But definitely something that I'm thinking that will really benefit the Dude Sports podcast as a whole. I've talked enough. Mr. K-Stout, you got anything for the fans as our little 45-minute perfect timing podcast is about to close?
I'm ready for college basketball. We were discussing it. We were discussing some KU, some Duke stuff with P4. Other than that, baseball. It was a fun season. Ending. Bleh. Yeah. Rob Manfred. Boo. Boo. Rob Manfred. It will have this season was supposed to be so good, and until the MLB has a salary cap and a revenue sharing, and they figure it out and don't have blocked out games, it's gonna be so much better. Ugh! I cannot believe it's so hard to watch baseball, and it's so expensive to watch all of it. Why? Stop. I'm tired of it. Figure it out. Do what the NFL's doing, and don't come at me and go, well, they can't. No, they can. You can. Jets, sorry. Mets, sorry.
Yeah. Shout out main man from way out west. He was in.
Go Chiefs. Go Chiefs. Go Hawks.
Yeah.
Go
Go
Jayhawks.
Hawks.
Beat
We can
the
say
K-State
all we want about the Chiefs, but they've already won. I mean,
Beat 'em!
But we need the Hawks. To
Oh
do
my
well.
word!
I would
If
love
the
them
Hawks
to beat,
win,
to
if the
beat
Hawks
Wildcats,
win,
oh my!
if they beat them, the joy we will have because it's been forever.
Feed me.
And K-State fans will go, well, you guys so excited
You
your
guys
Super
so
Bowl.
lucky.
Sure.
You guys so
Sure.
lucky. At our
Yeah, in
house.
football- It's our house in football. We own you in everything else because basketball is just, we are so much better at basketball than they are at football.
Yeah. But exciting stuff coming down this week. But hey, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we will see you